Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. We're going to start very soon, and this is the final for the Togo National Competition 2019 and the 4th edition. So once again, thank you for your presence, for your energy, for your substance, and for the time you've wasted. And I believe you will not regret coming here this afternoon. So once again, take your time. In some minutes, we'll start the competition. Thanks.
How are we? Good. Before we start, I will have the privilege to introduce someone, and after now introduce the members of jury. Please, with a very big round of applause, let's welcome Mr. Antonio Asinho, just on stage. It's for you to know him. By the way, he will come back for his speech, but he can't come back for his speech without me introducing him, because we've been waiting for him since the beginning when we started. This is the first African black president of the World Universities Debate Council. So he's a friend of mine. We knew each other since 2015, and thank God he's going to the World University Debate Championship in Thailand. Thank you so much.
Director of the Library of Université de Lomé, a PO of the US Embassy in Lomé, the Financial Director of Richmond Logos, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Togo National Debate Championship, 4th edition, 2019. It's a pleasure to have you all at this great and wonderful competitive competition which is about to start. And I beg to differ you will not regret it. Once again, welcome you all. Without wasting time, let's call upon the PAO of the US Embassy, Mr. Mike Pryor, for his speech. And please, with a round of applause, let's welcome.
Director of the Library, honored guests and sponsors, dear participants, friends, partners. It's a great pleasure for me to be here. Again, for the closing, I've been told that the debates that have taken place over the past week have been very, very impressive. So all of you who have been participating all this week, please clap for yourselves. Great job. Yes, very good. And I know that we're all very excited to see the final debate, so I will not talk much so we can all get started on that. But I just want to say thank you to all of you for your participation. It's not easy to debate in public, and especially when the language that you're speaking is not your mother tongue. So all of you should be very, very proud of what you have done. Win or lose, you should be very, very proud. I'm proud of you. And second of all, it's not just that you're debating in English, but it's the debate is so important. Like I said at the opening ceremony, in a democracy, you don't beat someone over the head in order to get your way. You have to convince them. You don't use violence. You convince them using reason and argument. And that's what a debate is. So this democracy that we live in needs people who are able to win an argument through using debate and coming to the truth through reason. Okay? So, and that's what you're learning to do. And that's something that's very, very impressive, and that's why you will be the leaders of tomorrow. So thank you very much, and have a great debate.
Thank you very much. These are the great words of the PO of the U.S. Embassy. Let me remind you once again, the U.S. Embassy here in Lome is doing a great job, and is also one of our official sponsors. So without wasting time, let's call upon, and with a warm and wonderful round of applause, let's welcome the Director of the Library of Université de Lomé, Ms. Dr. Begedou.
Dear Mr. PO of the U.S. Embassy in Togo, dear sponsors, dear friends, dear debaters, dear students, everybody, we are very happy to have you here today. During the opening ceremony, the room was not full like this, but today we can see that the room is full. This is a sign that the debate is interesting, and many people are finding their interest and they are eager to come and see what is happening. So it is another sign for us that it has been a successful week, and the objective that the organizers have set are achieved. And today we're going to have the final, which is going to be a way for us to assess again the success of this program. So we wish you a good stay and a good program. But before we end our speech, we would like to thank greatly the American Embassy in Togo, especially the Public Affairs Office, which is supporting the University of Lome through these activities and many other activities. We would also like to express our gratitude to the organizing committee for the sacrifice, the energy, the effort they have put in for the success of this debate championship. And lastly, we would like to thank all the sponsors and all the debaters and all the students who are here to support and to witness everything that is happening here. And with all that which I have said, I would like to wish you a good stay and have a good time. And thank you very much.
We have another special guest here in the house, and let's welcome the financial director of Richman Logos. Richman Logos, for those who don't know, Richman Logos is the restaurant, the renowned and acclaimed restaurant of Université de Lomé here. And with a round of applause, let's welcome the financial director.
Bonjour, monsieur là.
Hello.
Bon, c'est vraiment un plaisir d'être parmi vous ce soir. Effectivement, je représente le directeur du restaurant universitaire. Et aujourd'hui, c'est une surprise agréable parce que je me rends compte que on aurait dû être informé un peu plus tôt, voilà, pour pouvoir également nous inscrire avec nos amis et puis apprendre rapidement. Voilà, donc c'était une parenthèse. Vraiment, c'est un Nous remercions également l'ambassade des États-Unis et les différents partenaires que nous avons ici, l'université de LOME. Et nous vous promettons, que à la prochaine édition, qui sera la 5e, je vous parlerai en anglais. Je vous remercie et bon débat à tout le monde et puis bonne continuité, nous sommes ensemble.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le directeur financier de Richmond Logos. I remind you once again that Richmond Logos is a private sector and is also one of our official sponsors. And we're really happy, extremely happy that Richmond Logos is there for the TNDC, the Togo National Debate Competition. Please once again clap for. Okay, I'm going to call on another special guest. That is, no, it's not a local, please. Okay, with another round of applause, we'll welcome the president of UODAC, that's World University Debate Championship, Mr. Antonio Asenio, for his speech. Before that, let me remind you something. Mr. Asenio is a Togolese.
Bonsoir. It's true, my dad is Togolese and my mom is Ghanaian. So you're a Togolese. I don't have a Togolese passport, I have a Ghanaian passport. Anyway, I'm happy to be here and I want to thank Wally, Noah, and everyone that made this possible. Anytime I'm in the midst of debaters, I feel at home. I think we first met when they came to Ghana in 2015, when the University of Ghana hosted the Pan-African University Debate Championship. And at that time I was the convener, so I didn't have enough time to interact with them because as a convener, my head was very hot. But after we've been on social media, and thanks to Noah and Latif, we've been in touch. I'm here to do the WUDC assignment, which is the World University Debate Championship. It is a 40-year-old institution we started in the United Kingdom, and after 40 years, I am privileged to be elected the first president of the council last December in South Africa, Cape Town. As president and as the first black president, I very much know it is not an easy task, particularly when I have a council of about 90 countries, over 400 institutions, and only 6 African countries are represented. Wow. It means that under my tenure, I need to ensure that we increase the participation of Africans in this championship, and not only Africans, Latin America and Asia. Largely, the tournaments have been nominated by the European and American universities. We believe that, like the PO from the embassy rightly said, we need to entrench democratic principles, and that's the only way we can reduce the violence that our continent witnesses. If people appreciate that argument is the only way to persuade and get things done, instead of gun or violence, we think we'll have a healthier and more developed and prosperous continent. So I would want to say a particular thank you to the US Embassy, to Mr. Agbo and the Director of the Department of English, and also to the Finance Director, Richmond Logos. I can't speak French, but I hope you understand. We appreciate your support for this particular sport, and I hope that your support will continue to grow this particular sport. Please let's applaud them for their Lastly, I would want to, after thanking you, I want to ask for more. I think that this year, at least, being the fourth year of Togo Nationals, it's time. The Pan-African University Debate Championship likely is going to happen in Ghana in December, which is in the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I think that we'll work at giving some scholarship to Togo. We'll talk about that. But I would encourage that all the universities here make it a point to patronize the Pan-African University Debate Championship. It is less expensive for you since it's closer to you. Again, we are going to have the 40th anniversary of the World Championship, and that's going to happen in Thailand. I personally love Thai food, so I want to be there. But I know it's going to be, and I'm being realistic here, it's going to be a lot of, it's going to be expensive for most African countries. But at least Togo should send 1 or 2 teams this time around for the first time. I'm going to work closely with Latif and the organization to see how we can make that possible. But in the University of Ghana, for example, our university is responsible for sponsoring our students. So I encourage the officials of the University of LOME here to, if for nothing at all, sponsor students from this university take part in this international tournament. It enhances the international image of the university itself. It's a way of you selling the university to the outside world. And they have universities from France that participate, there are universities from Cameroon that participated in South Africa the other time. So I think that I would entreat you and plead that officials of the University of Lome sponsors their students. Again, those from other universities, I'm available to collaborate. If there's any letter of support you need, I'm willing to make that possible for you to convince your sponsors or your institution to sponsor you to come to Thailand for the World University Debate Championship. To conclude, as the chair for this finals, will assure you, and I speak on behalf of the council of the jury, that we are going to be fair, firm, and precise on who the winner is. And whoever is declared the winner today, be rest assured will be the legitimate winner for today's debate. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Antonio Asinio, for that wonderful and awesome and encouraging speech. And we believe Togo will go beyond limit with this debate. Without wasting time, I have another important person. No, it's not a VIP, just an important person. So imagine an important person is a VIP. Okay, with a round of applause, with a warming and cheerful round of applause, let's welcome the president of the coordinator of the TNDC Togo National Debates 2019, 4th edition, Abdul Wali Latif, for his speech. Thanks.
Mr. the Director of the Library, Mr. the PA of the US Embassy, Togo, Mr. the Financial Director and all the Financial Director of the Richmond Logos, and all the representatives of Richmond Logos, Mr. the representatives of Adonko Beaters, the representatives of ESIG Global and some of our sponsors, Shoko Togo, and all. Once again, good afternoon. It has been a very great pleasure for me organizing, let's say successfully, these championships without any problem. And it's also a pleasure for me, compared to last edition, the number of participants, the number of universities that participated last year, we can compare it to this year's competition. And in the beginning, in my opening speech, I said it before, I told you that this year we're going to make all possible to send the winners of this year's competition to the Pan-African University Debate Championships, and if possible to the World University Debate Championship if the negotiations have been very well done with Mr. Asinio and I. So, and this has been just proved by Asinio himself being here and assuring you that this is going to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy once again with everything that happened from the beginning to the end, the very tough work of the members of jury, the very tough learning of the participants, and all the finalists of this competition. Congratulations. My last words are very big thanks to our big supporters, the Université de Lomé and the US Embassy. I can't wait thanking them any kind of time. But the only thing we can say is that even a human being in life, when he does something to the other, the only thing he can do in his life at least is to thank. So thank you, Mr. PAO. Thank you, the director of the library and all the representatives of the university authorities. Thank you to all our sponsors and have a very good final. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. That is the coordinator of the TNDC, and I will reiterate his word. Thank you. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to the US Embassy, to the director of the library, to all supporters, and thank you to all participants, everybody who comes here today. Thank you all. So let's go to the core of the thing. We are going to start the debate, and we have 4 teams. And as I always said, let the winner win. So I'm done as an MC, and I'll welcome back the coordinator for him to explain a bit how the debate will go, and then we'll start the debate. Thank you.
Okay, as said before, we have 4 teams qualified to the final, and we have only 1 team winning. Now, I'll call upon the president of jury or the chief adjudicator to stand up first. That is Mr. Antonio Asigno. Can you please have a very, very big round of applause? Now I'll call upon Michael to stand up. He's also part of the jury. We have also Noah Animaka. Can you please wait? Yeah. We have Howard Johnson from University of Togo. We have Farida, the only woman in the jury, and we have Yao Afle. Yes, so in total, there are 6 members of jury judging this final confrontation. So without wasting time, we are going to pass to the most important thing. I will call upon the responsible of each team to come in front, please. Just choose 1 person from your team and come. Can we please clap again for our finalists? It's a bit surprising. We have 1 team from Burkina Faso. The second team is from a private university, ESIG Global Success. We have 1 team from Université de Lomé, American Corner, and we have 1 team from Université de Cara. Please, once again, clap for them. This shows fairness in the judging criteria. Thank you. So I'm going just to, you just choose 1. I'll pick 1. Good. You'll be opening it one by one. Cons 1, you know where to be. Pros 1. Cons 2. And pros 2. Good. Now you go back to your various places. You just have 4 minutes of preparations, and now you come on stage, please. And cultural connection between China and African continent. Trade between China and Africa increased by 700% during the 1990s, and China is currently Africa's largest trading partner. The House thinks that Chinese investment in Africa will create prosperity and progress. Thank you so much. 4 minutes of preparations. See you soon.
Once again, each speaker has 5 minutes. And after the first minute, there will be a sign, meaning the speaker is unprotected. And before the 5th minute, there will be another sign. So let's start the debate. The motion once again. Sino-African relation refer to the historical, political, economic, military, social, and cultural connection between China and African continent. Trade between China and Africa increased by 700% during the 1990s, and China is currently Africa's largest trading partner. This House states that Chinese investment in Africa will create prosperity and progress. And I think if the members of the jury are ready, and if all the debaters are ready, let's start the debate. First, let's call upon ESIG on, first speaker on stage. And if the debater is ready, then your time starts now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, invited guests, co-debaters, and Parliament of Judges. I welcome you all. Today's motion is talking about the House thinks that Chinese investment in Africa will create prosperity and progress. So before I start, I would like to say something. There is a popular saying that goes this way: never bite a finger that will feed you. Yes, Chinese investment in Africa will help create prosperity and progress, because first of all, in 2018, the president of China, Xi Jinping, made a statement whereby he said that $60 billion will be donated to Africans to help them in their various projects, and this amount is going to donate will help, first of all, reduce poverty. Reducing poverty meaning that all of us here can at least have 2 square meals per day. You want to reduce poverty in African countries. And secondly, you want to build hospitals. You want to create a very proper center care whereby people will be treated. Not when you are sick, you go to the hospital, or maybe you need to be operated. They will tell you that they don't have the equipment they need for your operation. You need to travel abroad. The Chinese are coming to establish such hospitals. Even in my community where I come from, there is a hospital that Chinese came and created, and that hospital, they treat elderly ones. They treat elderly ones, I repeat. And also, the Chinese investment will help grow Africa and make Africa prosper, because they are helping in creating infrastructures. They are helping in scholarship, whereby people will go to school. When their scores are good, they will help them to go and continue their studies in China. And you are here saying that Chinese investments will not make Africa prosper. Please, let's look deep down to it. Even the president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, he is a pro-investment of Chinese, and he thinks that Africa and China should come together to have a cooperation, and that cooperation will be a win-and-win cooperation. And also, according to reports, by the Investment Global Tracker, China investment and contract in sub-Saharan Africa total a huge amount of 299 billion from 2005 to 2018, whereby Africans are gaining from it. So I don't see the reason why we stand here and be saying that Chinese investments will not help Africa. And also, we cannot deny the fact that Chinese, when it comes to technology, they are topping. In Nigeria, precisely in Abuja, 10 years ago, Chinese went there and created a technology film whereby the youth will go there and be learning technology. They will be improving. Instead of them to stay at home and be complaining about unemployment, they want to help them. So by helping them, they are boosting our local economy. So I don't see why we say that Chinese investment is not helping Africa. And also, they are building roads, they are building bridges. Most of our stadiums are being built by China. So I don't see why we see that Chinese are not helping us. They are really doing good to us. And when we talk about trade, we know that Chinese are top when it comes to trade. They are topping in when it comes to trade, and they are helping us. And they are helping us also in our economy. They are the #1 trade partner we have across the world, so they want to bring this impact to Africa. And when we notice that people that are in the big market, people that sell in the big market, those that we call the Nana Bens, they travel all around to China to import goods and they come and sell. By doing this, they are helping their family. By helping their family, they are making an impact to the country, which is also related to the Africa as a whole. So I don't see why we will say that Chinese investment is not making any impact, or will not make any impact in Africa. I stand by saying that Chinese investment is making a really good impact, and we need to endorse on this their investment because they are helping us. In addition to that, we notice that they are giving us opportunity to do our business. They are also giving us the stand to be involved politically. So I stand by saying that Chinese investment is helping Africa, and it's something we should look deep down into. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the first speaker of the Pro 1. Please, once again, if a speaker, a debater, stand up for POI, point of order, you either accept their POI or you decline their POI. You don't keep them standing. Thank you very much. If the members of the jury are ready, let's call upon the first speaker of the Council 1.
Excellent members of the jury. Sorry, do you want to speak?
No, sir.
Excellent member of the jury, dear co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you. Yika Adegoke is the reporter for Quartz, which is a review. Together with a Zimbabwean, Farai Sean, we wrote a statement called Better Deal. And in this statement, it is said that Chinese investment in Africa is dropping by 18%. And the US corporate made more investment in Africa in 2017. Business from better than the other investor in Africa. When I listen to my others, it seems that Chinese is only the solution. And I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that investment of Chinese in Africa is a fallacy. When we speak about investment or development, you have to keep in mind sustainability. You have to be sustainable in compliance with the laws. Ladies and gentlemen, as far as we are concerned, we do believe that investment of China in Africa cannot help to achieve progress and sustainable development. One, China investment is a kind of colonialism. When China comes to invest in Africa, they bring everything from China. They take from Africa, the raw materials, we bring back to China, and we come back with fine material we probably to sell to Africans. This is what is done. And I'm not saying it by my own, because the Nigerian Lamido Sanusi, in an open essay, saying, and I quote, "They have done so using equipment and labor imported from home without transferring skills to local communities. So China takes our goods and sells us manufacturers wine." This is Lamido Sanusi. He is the emir right now. He is the emir of Kano. China is not investing in Africa. It is invading Africa. By invading, what do we mean? We mean that China is exploiting, destroying, like locusts, the resources of Africa. Resources, natural resources, economic resources, and natural resources as well. When you see in Central Africa, most of the forests are destroyed right nowadays. In some part of West Africa, most of the forests are destroyed. Because of what? Because of the invasion of China. I'll take you there. The Brain Forest, which is an NGO working to protect forests in Gabon, says, and I quote, "The high-scale poaching of protected species beats China beats Chinese invasion record." That is, Chinese is over-exploiting our resources. China don't mind and don't comply with the national labor force in African countries. Like the Pesh, which is a newspaper, said, and I quote, "Labor from China and labor from Africa cannot team because of what? Language barrier. Second, China doesn't comply with the labor forces in these countries. And furthermore, China has no expertise agreement." And Thomas Sankara said what? And I quote, "It is better for you to give me fish, to teach me how to fish than giving me a fish." And then Thomas Sankara, the former president of Burkina Faso, said, and I quote, "We need help that will help us to get rid of help." And that's what we want, and that's what we want for Africa, and that's what we want for the sustainable development for Africa today and forever. That will protect us, protect our family, and the very future for Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank
you. Then your time starts now.
Greetings to everybody in your different ranks, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. I stand today in collaboration with my teammates on a motion that says, "The House thinks that Chinese investment in Africa will create prosperity and progress. Permit me to say, Africans should not be ingrate. And when you see the truth, call it a truth. Don't call black white, and don't call white black. China is helping us. It is a fact, an undeniable fact. Just imagine, without China, where would we be? Are they not better than the Western countries that were exploiting us like slaves? You talk about colonialism. Do you know what colonialism is? Slavery. They put chains around our forefathers and they send them away, taking our resources together, beating them. Is that what China is doing to us today? Besides, it is because of China's high demand for our goods that we are exporting them. Meaning, if there is no demand, there will be no supply. Then what do we use our natural resources for? We will sit on them and be looking at them, then we will eat sand. Is that right? If you want things to be done the right way, then let them come and buy our natural resources and we tax them highly. That is what should be done. Let us not deny the fact that they are the ones helping us, because without them, we will not use our natural resources for anything. How will we even do them? Let's not forget that China has been helping us in many aspects, educational aspects, even technology expertise. Our roads and everything, they are the ones, they are doing things. They help us, we pay for some, and some they even give it to us. Our loans, they are granting us every day. Last time
their debt. Yes. You talk about China exploiting us. China, somebody who is giving us our loans for free, are they exploiting us? Let's look at the One Belt, One Road initiative. That is going to change Africa. You say it shouldn't be controlled by Chinese, they are exploiting us. But do you think of all the employments they are doing through that? The infrastructure, the road, the railways, the time they are saving as it is becoming more sophisticated, more technological. Let us just change the way things are. Not that we will refuse, we will deny the fact that they are helping us. They are helping us, that is just the fact. Let's not deny it. I take your PY.
China as a great nation, having 160% of the population of the world, do you think China is a humanitarian country?
China is not a humanitarian country, but China too is not a colonial master. China is well aware of African problems, and they know that if they don't help us, they might not get what they need. So they have an obligation there, a social obligation to help us. Besides, China is Africa's most important trading partner, even surpassing the US. Is that what is getting you scared? They have the technological expertise. Ask them to teach you. If you don't want to receive fish, you want to receive the fishing skills, ask for it. That is all you have to do. Not stand here and then deny the fact that now if we reject them, what should we do? How do we expect our own natural resources? Do you have the technical know-how to do it? They are helping us in financial ways, in industrial ways, and in everything. I don't think of anything better than China's investments in Africa. What do you propose? What concrete thing are you proposing to us apart from China's investment? Let's not forget that it has created many employments in many places, like Nigeria. The railways that they have created from Lagos to Kano has employed over 700 people. Imagine if those people didn't get that employment, where would they be by now? I just can't think of it. Can you? The tin tomatoes and the things we are using, if we should still be on our old ways, I don't think mass production will be effective today. Our mindset, when we call them here to come and help us build things, ask them to teach you. That is all, not deny the facts. Let's improve our taxing system. It tax them more on resource profits. That is all. They will not refuse because they have no choice than to take from us. Thank you.
Public officials, distinguished members of the jury, and dear members of the audience, I greet you. I'm here in order to tell you that it is a fake and that is simply a fallacy believing that China is helping African people and African countries. You have been talking of China really giving money in order to help African young people get developed. But let me really tell you that China has never invested in the development of African resources. They always come with their workers. Even translators, they do not hire local translators. How can they really help that is African people develop their labor force? Wendy Catley, the Vice President of Asian Society Policy Institute, said, China never signs that is a partnership agreement with the country when it comes to skills exchange and when also it comes to, let's say, training that is African children and African students. This is a fact. In addition to that, China supplies African countries. China has given $200 billion to build African Union institution in Ethiopia. But on January 2007, that is 2007, at exactly 8 a.m., that is 8 a.m., through that is the newspaper Le Monde .fa, they come to notice that Chinese people, after building African Union, they have given some system, telecommunication system, that enables them to be hearing about all African president conversation when they are having summits over there. What do you think they are doing that? They are there in order to spy Africa, to know how to control Africa, to know how to still keep African people that is under their control. Moreover, we have also this problem of China exactly being an unfair that is challenge to local workers and local entrepreneurs. We are no more drinking adobo bites. We are no more eating that is the Togo Shoko, for instance. And we rather like Chinese mobile phone, Chinese chocolate. Are we Chinese? in exchange of what? In exchange of African natural resources. And talking of in this line of repressive, Young Green and also ecology organization that is known like Ecolo3, they conducted in France, that is in December 11, 2018, that is a strike against China polluting, that is African, that is oceans. And our port also is part of that. And I'm also going to talk of the fact that China do not respect totally the labor forces in Africa. And I'm not the one saying that. It is exactly, that is on August 13, 2018, that Figaro journalist, that is magazine, released that China is never respecting African labor, that is policies. Why is China not respecting African labor policies? It's not respecting simply because when you are working with Chinese, you overwork. Don't you see their lorry cars even at night while going home? It is our brothers that are over there. They are suffering. They cannot even stay by the side of their wives because they are working more than 8 hours per day. But we all know that we only just need to work only 8 hours per day. This is quite important. We should take it into account. I will take your question later on. I would like also that is to tell you that we have also that is the Senegalese worker Abdoulaye Kamba, who was interviewed also, that is by BBC, and who also said that exactly he cannot agree working with China people because they never value that is a worker. When they come, they do not greet you. When they come, you are by your side. The only thing they need from you, that is your work. And when you are tired, they sack you away. Is that the way of considering a human being? No. If really China is worried about helping Africa, do you think that's the way they can expect their consideration? I don't think so. I'm really sorry. That is to hear that you are saying that China is really helping us. And also, there is the G7 2017 summit, and also the European Union and Africa summit in 2017 that have come in this conclusion that China presence in Africa is just for China's interest of position with the United States of America. They are just challenging the United States of America, and they are compensating that is their sovereignty coming in Africa, investing in Africa for them to be having more money so that they can stand equally with the United States of America. Thank you.
Call on the first speaker of the Pro 2. We are the world, and if the members of the jury are ready, and if the debater is ready, please let's have a house. Please let's have a house. Then let's start the debate.
Dear members of the jury, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you all. I really support the House which thinks that Chinese investment in Africa will create prosperity and progress. And I'm sorry when I hear people say, or when I see people being selfish. Stop saying that they are not helping us. Tell me, what are you going to do if you don't have your friend you don't have your friend to help you? Can we do something without your friend? No. In this world, even our God created us different to complete each other or to complete with one another. That's why you need one leader to show you the way. You need your friend to show you how to do things in order to be developed as he, in order to be at the same level. That's why we still say that Chinese investment that bring us prosperity and help us to progress. Let's say, China being one of the leading economic powers in the world, they bring so many opportunities to develop countries all over the world, especially in Africa. This investment that they bring into our countries allow for products to be brought in and sold at great prices, as well as they encourage cultural exchange to transpire that we induct people who necessarily cannot get the same education in their countries. That's why I personally stand with saying that Chinese investment will create a prosperous and progressive Africa. Togo and other African developing countries like Benin and Burkina Faso are countries that have little to no resources to produce products. Fortunately, partnering with Chinese investors
will give our people to have more resources at reasonable prices. The products will be sent over and sold or created in our countries. That will allow us to have a better standard of life, as well as create more jobs, increasing in our economic benefits. I'll take you later, okay? Maybe you can see your answer in my development. Let's take the education way. Chinese bring us some scholarship. It helps us. They give some scholarship to us Africans, and they give us the chance to go there and see how things going. They teach us how to manage. Maybe let's take the entrepreneurship. They help us. They teach us how to create or start a business. When they go there and receive some education, they come here and help us Africans and start maybe doing some business to help us to develop our country. Then our country can be willing to work alone, but if they don't have the proper tools and resources, they extend their hands for help, and Chinese investment are the ones who will provide that to support. USA, they are there. France, they are there. Are they helping us? But when we go to Chinese, they just come and help us. When we ask them for something, they come and do it for us. Don't go far. Our hospitals, at Kara here, they have their hospital. At LOME here, maybe at KG, they have their hospital there, which help us when you feel in some diseases, they take care of us. And that's why we say that Chinese investment does not bring progress in our countries. Please, just look at the reality. Just see the facts. They built some roads, some bridge, the big bridge of Kara. They were the ones who did it. They are still doing something to help us. They are not coming here to show us that they are the leaders or what. No, they just want to help us to be developed like them and finish. And you people think that they bring nothing to us. Okay, thank you. Stay there. Stay there and say you don't need the help of your friends. You're not more going to be developed. You will stay in your poverty. Just see the reality. Just look at the facts. Thank you.
On the info slide, you can see 700%. You read it 19. That's the profit that they are talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, the real problem, the question that I want to ask, that we should ask ourselves, is that 700% are profitable for Africa or for China? Because we can see the instability in our economics. We are having trade, we say we are having trade with China, but in business rule, we have to have, if a business rule might go wrong or might be durable, it depends on the profit made by the two parts. Which means when we are making trade, we have to have our profit, they have to have their own profit to gain more. But they are saying that the profit is 700%. But look at Africa. War here, terrorism here, poverty, hunger. So this 700% is profitable for us or for them. The second point is that the China investment is implementing the corruption in Africa. If I take, for example, Africa who has a problem already had a problem of leadership, whereby in 2018, January 2018, we had a grant from the World Bank. According to the project Togo Second Fiscal Management Infrastructure, the project 168739. Where are we today? We don't see any change. The second project we had, Togo employment opportunity for vulnerable youth projects. Today, the rate of unemployment in Togo is high. We have nothing. So, we have loans, but we don't have the results. And Chinese want to invest, but we're still letting them in. Where is all this money that's been invested in Africa for so long that our leaders has used it wrong? Which means, if we allow Chinese invest in Africa, this will also implement or ease the corruption in Africa again. But we are fighting for the idea of Pan-Africanism. We should let Africa be one. We should let Africa economy stand. If you are talking about capitalism, it's to build Africa economy, but not by thinking another way, like let Chinese invest in this country or in this continent. And I hear whereby
okay, so if Chinese partnership with African countries is not profitable, why do you still agree get investment in our country?
the topic says, the House thinks that Chinese investment in Africa will create prosperity. We think, but we, the opposing side, I'm not saying that we agree. I'm the opposing side. So why are you? The first debater from the pro side said, our roads have been constructed by Chinese. What we are using are coming from China. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the Togo Tribune published on May 26, 2017, says Togolese accident cases report increased amazingly from 2005 to 2015, from 12% to 51%. Because of what? The roads that are constructed for us are constructed by Chinese. The Auju that we are using, Chinese. The traffic lights, Chinese. So I will finish by saying, if there is an African in this room and we are going to fight against corruption and other stuff, ladies and gentlemen, please, I urge you, believe in Pan-Africanism idea, believe in investing in yourself, believe in investing in Africa economy, not in some other country or some other country economics. I will end up by saying, Chinese are not the solution for Africa. Africans are their own solutions.
Members of the jury, co-debaters, teammates, distinguished guests, I greet you all. When a question is put to a person, if they are able to answer, they must be frank. Humility is what precedes glory. I continue. There is a saying which goes, 2 hairs are better than 1. This to say what? We still believe, we strongly stand that Chinese investments will keep on helping us. It has been helping us since they started in the years of 1955. So, from that time to now, we see the facts. We see that Chinese have done great things to us. For example, when we take the military domain, Chinese send soldiers to countries like Nigeria, Zambia, Uganda, Somalia. Somalia is the first country whereby Chinese send their people to go and fight, to go and fight for peace. When we come to the domain of healthcare, for instance, over 120,000 doctors were sent to all over African countries to help people dying from many sicknesses. They invest money in building hospitals. My friends talked about this. We have hospitals. My dear friends, if you think Chinese are not doing a great job for us, remove your phones and throw them away. And if you think Chinese are not doing a great job, if you get a scholarship towards China, don't go. They provide Africa with contraceptives methods to avoid sicknesses like HIV, as you know. I will take you later on. They help raise people awareness about sicknesses. When we come to the domain of education, one of my friends is now in China. He studied what we call management. It is ESIG, management at the university. The man got his bachelor's degree, is now in China studying. He will come back as a great person for this country. Don't you think this one is a prophet? When we still in the domain of education, we have Confucius here teaching Chinese language. Is this one not a profitable fact? Why don't you see things and agree them as they are, and you just say it's a mere fallacy whereby we see facts? Economically, China helps to rebuild collapsed economies like Liberia and Sierra Leone. China also offers job opportunities such as KD Healthcare in Ghana. And let me give a testimony. When I was in Premier, this is the second level of the high school, I got a chance to be a small translator to people coming from Ghana, thanks to Chinese. So, when we talk about companies as techno, you have phones, techno, laptops, techno, where does it come from? So, throw them away if you don't like China. We have Infinix, we have Toy, we have Samsung, sites, marks for phones. Companies like this are here to help you, and then you say no. We have HOHO, this is Togo company, which provide trucks of about 300,000 in 2017, and employs about 400 people to work. When you come to the domain of culture, dear members of the jury, my dear friends, who here in this hall will tell me that they have never eaten Chinese food? Me. Who can tell me that they have never used Chinese phones? Say me again. Who here can tell me they have never watched films from China? So, to round off, I will say, to finish, I would like to quote this. Let's avoid selfishness, please, and let's join hands together and work for the improvement of our country. If you still think we don't need Chinese, let me tell you that we are not ready. Thank you very much.
Come on 2 points the last debater has just mentioned. First of all, he is always talking about phones. Do you buy your phone or it is a gift for China? Chinese. Pay for it and you give them money and benefit. This is not a gift for you. That is why you are contributing to their development. 2, you say that 2 heads are better than 1. There is not the case there. Chinese is a country. Africa is a continent. How can a whole continent put his confidence on a country? Talking about continent, we have in the world 5 continents: Africa, America, Europe, Asia, and Oceania. Let's come to a general point of those things. Do you know Africa is the least developed country in the whole world? I mean the least. Okay, we have problem politically, we have social problem, we have economic problem, unemployment, no school, no job, people are dying from little diseases. This is Africa. But do you know the history of that Africa? When Europe discovered America in 1492, they come to Africa and take slaves to work in in Africa. But when they come, they don't say that we are going to do bad things with you. They come like good person. And at this time, our parents can say European investment will create a prosperous Africa. But this was not the case. They were present to destroy the Africa, and we still have the negative impact of that colonization. Two, I want to talk now about the Conference of Berlin. On the Conference of Berlin, those people, including United States of America, decided to share Africa like a cake in a plate. We are the consequences of this Africa. And now, Chinese are coming from the third developed continent. What I want to say now is that Europa come and eat. You say come and eat. Now Chinese representing Asia is here to eat. Do you not see the link? That is the fallacy between the investment of Chinese. I cannot come here to invest and not have interest. They are present from their interest. The same president of Chinese you are talking about have an objective, is to put his nation, is to have his nation as a full independent nation by 2049. Go and ask him what is his objective for Togo. You will say, I don't know. But he is here. As far as his country can be a full developed country by 2049, he is satisfied. I want to come with another point. That is what we call the mentality of a mouse. The smaller of the mouse see his grandmother be in the same trip. He saw his mother on the same trip. And we put the same trip, the smaller also enter the trip. If we accept that this investment in our countries, we are going to have the negative impact which was coming from the presence of other continents in our countries. I want now to talk about cow. If you want to be like cow, eat what cow eat. Don't go to eat cow. If you want to be a developed country like China, if you want to be a developed country like China, do what Chinese do. What did they do? They invest in their education. They send their youth to United States to study. And they come back, they build their nation. They resolve their problem economically. There is only one bank called the People Bank of China who is controlling all the finance in China. That means that there are less corruption. But in our countries, we are not more thinking like this. We must think to invest in education. We are the one that must develop our country, and in the future years, we must be able to invest in other continents. If not, I don't want to be a prophet, but we will come again in this house and say that oceanic investment will create a prosperous.
Now, if the dancing group of American Corner is ready, we are going to welcome them while waiting for the members of jury. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, with a very big round of applause, let's welcome the dancing group.
Got to love you, got to love you, yeah, got to love you, 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 baby, got to love you, 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 yeah, got to love you, got to love you, got to love you, got to love you. Yeah, we don't stay like them when they will put you down. They rather lift you when you're off the ground. Love on them fake, them on the king or clown. Only thinking about themselves alone. It's the beginning of maybe telling me how we sound. Run away them little boy, they will lose up round me alone. I make it start to more than grow. Come here and you're not strong like a stone.
Hello? Clap for them, clap for them. Okay. So, you shout. If I say if this is the winner, you shout. So, the one who have the loudest shout is the winner. So, you are the jury, huh? Is it Prosper? Is it Nadesh? Is it Mahim? It's all the same. Is Prosper, right? Is Prosper. Okay. So this brand is coming from directly from the official sponsor Richmond Logos. So Prosper, you are the winner. Thank you. Thank you.
So when they come, when they give the results, all the concerned people will come on stage for pictures and for prizes given. And just at the end, they will go back, go to the red carpet, take pictures with the trophies and everything, all prizes given to them.
Once again, it wasn't easy. This seems to be the toughest decision we've ever taken. I've ever taken part in. It wasn't easy, but we always have the winner. Even though if you have two people who are very strong, you always have one who is stronger than the other. So before I give the result, not the result, but the ranking, I will call upon the president of the WAGA to come for his remarks and his a kind of abridgment on the whole debate before I give the ranking and later.
How old am I go? It's exciting having to advocate this finals of the 4th Togo Nationals. And with me are these pretty lady and wonderful gentlemen. We had an interesting deliberation looking at 5 points: persuasion, logic, fluency, argumentation, and battles. We have come to, we have a verdict, and that verdict, without any malice, was not unanimous. It means that there was a majority vote, and that actually speaks to the quality of the debate we witnessed, and it means that the teams did very well. So can we please applaud them? Again, I also want to acknowledge, I think this final had 3 ladies. I'm actually an advocate for inclusion. So I also want to applaud Togo Nationals for, and the ladies in particular, all the 3 ladies, for making it to the finals. I think it's great. I will hand over the microphone to, before the results are announced, I just want just your general thoughts. Howard, start.
Is it possible to turn on the lights? So this was an amazing debate. I really enjoyed just the diversity of talks that you all heard, as well as I. And what I found most interesting was that everyone had a different perspective when it came to the motion of the Chinese investments. And it was a difficult decision, but we all had to decide on the winning teams. And you all just did a wonderful job, and I just wish that I, at your level, was able to express myself as clearly and as concisely as you all did. So, good job for you all.
Hello everyone, I didn't prepare anything to say, so forgive me. Yeah, I want to congratulate all the debaters because they did really great. And I'm also really happy to see 3 ladies in the final, so good job, girls. Not only that, but what I found most interesting is that we found in this competition some new debaters, some people who you have never thought they would be like debating or whatever, they would be such great debaters, but they're also so quiet when you see them every day, but when you see them debating, they become a whole new persona, and that's really awesome. To the teams that competed for the finals, like Howard and Antonio said, it wasn't easy at all to make a decision about who's going to be the winner. So those who are not first, please don't be discouraged because you did a great job as well. Thank you.
I'm just going to keep it short and say congratulations to everyone, whether you're a debater or whether you're a participant. Hopefully this event will encourage you to speak more, use the English language in meaningful ways, and just learn more from each other.
Right, hello. I'm very honored and humbled for being part of the members of the jury. I really congratulate all the teams, whether you're the last or you're the first. You've already done something great, saying what you think and having made lots of research. So I encourage you to continue. Don't just get discouraged because you didn't win. Nobody knows tomorrow, and make sure you work very hard. You work every day, you listen to news and make research, because we need facts, we need examples, and you don't just speak to people because you want to speak to them. You speak to people because you want to convince them with facts, examples, and good arguments. So thank you for this opportunity, and God bless them.
One minute.
I want to tell you all that everything is possible. See, I remember when I was a debater, I started as a debater, and today I can adjudicate debaters debating. So which means you guys the guys and the lady who were here on the stage, someday you can also be an adjudicator. And one last thing is that I will encourage courage to speak, to tell your idea, to tell people what you think, and to reject other people's idea, but not just reject it, but proving that they are wrong and you are right. So as I always say, let the winner win. Thank you very much.
It wasn't planned. I decided to ambush them, so I'm sorry. But I think we are ready for the results now. I'll not mention the teams, but I'm going to tell you who, so you know I'll mention the team. On the fourth position, we had a unanimous decision, which means that all the judges thought that he should be for, even though we appreciate their effort. On the third position, we also thought it was unanimous. On the second position, it was a 3-2 vote, which means that the team that placed second had one person deciding. So it was a three voting for them and 2 against them. On the first position, it was the same. We had 3-2 votes. It means that the team that won also had 3 votes and 2 against. So I will do justice by mentioning the teams to you. But all of you did well, congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much. As the president of the jury, I hereby. Okay, we have the fourth position. Should I? Now I'm serious. We have the fourth position. We are the world. We have the third position. Higher.
the second position.
I know.
The second position, that is the uniform, final clinton, and the first position, which is ESIG. Now let's welcome on stage the coordinator. Please, let's have a house, please. We have the best debater. We have the best debater, and the coordinator will call the best debater.
Okay, thank you so much, Noah. What I have here is the best debater of Togo National Debate 2019 is Roger Atana from Université Ouagadougou 1. Now, thank you so much. Thank you, panel of jury. Thank you very much for your work. Hello, everyone. Hello. Before we start giving the prizes, the Togo National Debate Council, please can I have the house? Before we start giving the prizes, the Togo National Debate Council has the privilege to congratulate all its sponsors, partners, and supporters for this program to happen. Please, with a very big round of applause. Can we have So, some of the sponsors are here, and some of the partners and supporters also are here. So we are going to call them because we have prepared a surprise for them. So we'll be calling them one by one, and the representatives or the main people concerned should come up and receive their award. Thank you so much. Please, we call upon the PA of the US Embassy to come on stage. Please, with a very big round of applause. Now we call upon the representative of Richmond Logos, the official sponsor of this event, to come in front. Now we call upon the representative of Islam, Language Center. Now the prizes. We call upon the 4 teams to come in front. The 4 teams just to come somewhere there. And please, for your information, just after this, we have the interview session just at the red carpet. Thank you. The 4 teams, please. Just go there. The 4 teams. To come and give the prize to them. Thank you so much. With a very big round of applause. The 4. Please, can you go in front? Good. Now, we call upon... Okay, can you come on stage, please? It's better this way. All of you, please come on stage. For the 3rd position, we call upon the representative. Can you go back? Go back this way. Thank you so much. Now the 3rd position. Good. We call upon the representative of Islam to come and give the prize to the 3rd position, please. We're going to call the 2nd team in front. And call Mr. We're going to welcome the director of the library, University of LOME. So we'll call upon Rosie Atana. For this, we call upon the representative of Richmond Logos to come and give the prize with a very big round of applause. Mr. Roger Atana has a word for you.
That is, it has been always a pleasure for us to come to TNTC. And whenever we are here, that is the way we perform, the way that is we behave. It is thanks to this beautiful and lovely audience that you have been supporting us, teasing us from time to time. Also tolerating also some of our sayings and assertions. You know we are talkative, right? We are also talkative. But you know that we have been also here thanks to the coordinator and the American that is embassy. Thanks to those ladies that have been serving us in the restaurant. Those that have been, let's say, welcoming us, giving us good mood daily. We have been also here thanks to the member of the jury that have been also sharing many things here. And we do express to you our gratitude. Then I'm here to tell you that formally we're politically divided. And for against fighting, we are united. I will finish really be expressing my gratitude to all the teams. I think they are deserving their places. All the teams also that are already coming here, but as we were in need just of 4 teams, I'm grateful unto them. I would like also to accept my gratitude to Jose Kambu. Jose Kambu is having a cohort with me at the University of Ouagadougou. And he came by his own means. He accepted. I just talked to that is of TNTC to all my mates, and he was the only one that agreed. He came here, he supported to release mosquitoes, but he also
Thank you so much. Now it's time for the champion team. Don't come in front. We call upon the PAO of the UNIVERSITE, Mr. Mike Trials, to come for the prizes. With a very big round of applause, please. they promised, they achieved. This is a 6-month scholarship from Islam. With a very big round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Kakabi. Now, Mr. Mike. For the winning team. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mr. Mike. Thank you so much. We're going to have pictures. We will call the officials, all of them to come on the stage and have a general picture with them. And after we go behind there and start the interview session, the pictures. Thank you so much. With a very big round of applause, let's welcome our officials on stage, please. Responsible of regional logos, Kakabi from Islam is the director of Library Université de LOME. The academic director of ESIG Global, Mr. the PAO of the US Embassy. Let me have the general picture now. It's time for us now to go back for the interview and pictures. Hello everyone.